I mean, for 30 years. So the J-Town story is about the discrimination that is experienced by these Tamils. So there are some songs like, you know, as you said about the resistance, but I mean, there are no large number of such songs in the country. So most of the songs are about love, passion, and sex.
Any other questions? Okay.
Right. I have a question on the humor presentation. Yeah. I have a question on your adoption of relevance theory. Again, I mean, I'm interested in linguistics and I'm intrigued by the use of relevance theory. My question is, why did you decide to use relevance theory other than what one might say a more established and traditional approach to humor, like the cooperative principle like Rice, I assume you are familiar with, since it's from which the relevance theory is derived. Or like there's a theory on humor by Salvatore Attardo. Sorry, this might be like too linguistic oriented.
So, thank you for your questions. For like interpreting the films, I have used we have used Humanities, which is the science of interpretation, and the main point is like content analysis. After we got the theme or like the set of themes from content analysis, within that themes, we brought it with the relevant theory to see the connections with the context, both in films and in the director itself. So this is why this theory is suitable for this study. Yeah. So we, apart from the study of Taiwan, we also explore the personal life of director too. And we, the films, we treat it as a text. As like, because a film, it has like the grammatical, in terms of like narrative, character, dialogue, even the mise-en-scene. Yes. Or symbolics.
Just to follow, is it, I mean, I'm not in the journalism or film studies, but is it like, was your work like a pioneer in using relevance theory in explaining the film in this way, or is there like, are there like previous works that employed similar methods? Using relevance theory in the way that you use in the work.
I have this sample, but it's in like my big book, big thesis. I will give you later. Sorry.
Thank you very much.
You found a lot of cultural proximity in the Asian films, right? So I would like to ask, have you found any differences in those elements that all these Asia films share? Like, the differences, and are there any challenge to the audience to find, apart from like we expect that we're going to see love, romantic, really passive kind of, I don't know whether I'm too generalized, but I wonder, are there any like new challenges in the Asia film?
What's the new challenge means? New challenge? What kind of new challenges you mean?
I mean in terms of like cultural and political resistance.
Oh, you mean
Yes,
resist of the other cultural
of
form?
their own traditional paradigm, something like that. Have you found
You mean
those elements?
is there
any
traditional one in the screen in the film?
in the film? Yes.
Oh yes.
The Asian films that
Yes.
you found.
That's the reason why I point out it's one-dimensional teenager, because if you thought about Asian mom in Korea or in Taiwan or in Thailand will be very different, even though in the screen. For example, if you cook, you will cook different kind of things. Like Korea, it's very obvious that they like pao cai, the vegetable, and the way mom cooks things is very different. So there's the teenager is more obvious that because teenagers live in school, cram school, mall, McDonald's, those are all modernized things. But if you say mom, it will be very different. So I think that answer your question? That there's differences in the movie, but there will be less difference in teenage movie.
So what about movie from the other country, Asian countries like Malaysia, Indonesia, in Taiwan?
You mean in market?
Yes. Or maybe any famous movie?
In fact, there's few Asian movies can be popular in Taiwan. So the First Love is a very special case. And there's only ghost movie from Thailand will be very popular in Taiwan, or detective movies from Japan will very famous in Taiwan. The other place movie cannot be premiere on big screen often. So that's why I research on this case, because the case is very special.
Any other questions? I think we have like maybe another 5-6 minutes. So who is the audience of the movie?
You mean about
The first love part.
First
because
Love?
because in Thailand, I myself I wouldn't go to the theater to watch the movie. I consider it's a girl movie. But if somebody dragged me to watch it, I would watch it. But I don't know whether in Taiwan who watched the movie.
I think the teenagers and girls, no longer teenagers, but still like teenager movies, like me. And in fact, it's really famous around my age. My friends it's very interesting, but because I saw this movie on TV channel, and I think it's pretty good. And I talk about the movie with my friends, and I realized that she had saw that movie too. And it's very interesting for me. So I searched on the internet, and there's a lot of discussion about this movie. And however, teenage movie is very important type in Taiwan's movie, but not from the other areas.
Have you found any values, like new promising values that the Asian movies shares in common?
New what?
New value. New promising value? Is it any value? Value.
About common value?
No, like any new value in modernity that you found in those movies. Apart from what we've already known. Have you come across something new?
About romance?
Yes, apart from those things, Like if activists come to looked or watched this kind of movie, what would they get? I mean, what would they experience? Anything new apart from, you know, what they've just already been expected to see?
You know, you mean why they want to see this kind of?
No.
No.
I mean, like, if you watch this kind of movie, right, you kind of expect what would happen and what would you get, right? Like romantic love, all this, like, comedy. So my question was, what have you come across or any new experience in watching those movies? Like, any
Did I have any
new value coming up, like promising anything that lead to any future of like Asian modernity, apart from like consumerism, apart from, you know, love and romantic?
No, I think.
I can answer your question, but I'm not sure it's true because I'm a customer in Taiwan. I'm also from Taiwan, and I think the value of teenage movie, because we all of us have the same experience in high school. So when we see that kind of movie, we will recall some beautiful memory. So I'm not sure whether I answer your question, but I think it's the value from that kind of movie because everyone has the same memory like that.
My question might be relevant to the previous one. Is there any change, and I mean from the Taiwan's perspective to Thai people? Like, I think this one movie that shot in Chiang Mai recently, and it's famous in China, and now we have like many tourists. Yeah, the girlfriend of An Chan. And what about the Thai movie? Really? No. I mean another one that shot in Chiang Mai and famous, the road trip. Yes. So they bring the movie bring a lot of Chinese tourists into Chiang Mai. What about in Taiwan case? After you watch Thai movie, how do you feel? And is there any change in the perspective of, you know, people in Taiwan to Thai people?
You mean that movie changed my imagination or my think to Thailand?
It's more romantic. Like I watched Woody Allen, Midnight in Paris. I would love to go to Paris, something like that.
No, I think. Well, it's just like I said, it's not the Oriental Asia anymore because I have seen the movie from Thailand. Basically, it's the horror movie. So my imagination is that kind of Thailand. But this Thailand makes me feel like Taiwan. With of course some scene is not similar, but most of the movie is really like Taiwan. So I think the new experience I have is that movie made me think about my paper, inspired me that there is really common in Taiwan and Thailand.
But since three of you work on romantic, you're romantic about puppy love and you're romantic comedy. How romantic affect humanity, affect people? Maybe three of you can help each other. Your movie as well. Do you see any point of romantic movie affect people? We have 1 minute. We can answer, but we still have time.
It's an interesting question, and at the same time, it's really hard question to answer. I think that, you know, when we talk about romantic comedy, basically, you know, it's like, you know, romance, you know, cliche. At the end, you know, after the happy ending, yeah, and that is, you know, and that is.
It's a very well worldwide.
Yeah, and you know, to link it with human, you know, I think at the end of the day, we both wanna you know want to enjoy life and want our life to be happy, I think. And it also reflects the essence of life that, you know, we can't go away, you know, from happiness. You know, happiness is, you know, wherever and whatever, you know, say from Taiwan, from Woody Islands, or even in hip hop. It's reflected what's inside us, and also it's the project from others to us and from us to others, I think. Yeah, in this sense. Anyone want to add on?
All right, since we are running out of time, so ladies and gentlemen, please join us again to thanks for all the presenters again. Thank you for your